Welcome to Stars for Tomorrow podcast. This is part of the Uniting Distance Stars organization that is serving children and youth in Liberia, West Africa. My name is Heather Cannon, and I am the co-founder and executive director here in the USA. My co-founder is Kelvin Fomba, who does most of the work in Liberia with his dedicated team. I came up with this name not by myself. I had submitted something out on our group Facebook, and this was a name that resonated the most. And so this is something we're going to be doing going forward. We're going to do a monthly podcast for right now. Sometimes it might just be me giving a quick update. Otherwise, I will be trying to bring people in on the Liberian side like I have in the past to give you some more insight in what we're doing to help young people learn. So first of all, I just want to make sure that you subscribe to our channel, click the notifications so you know when we're going to be dropping some videos. I will be posting videos throughout the month that I get from Liberia. It could be a testimonial, it could be course information, maybe some accomplishments. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff. So we want you to check it out. Next, I want to wish all November birthday people a wonderful month. I hope you celebrate the whole month. It's always an honor to celebrate another trip around the sun. And if you like, you could do a fundraiser to celebrate and also help young people in Liberia get educated and learn a trade skill. There's many ways you can do it. You could do it through Facebook. You could use our Cash App. You could do it through our website. Whatever you like to do, you can help students pay their tuition, you can help buy supplies for our vocational training, or just our general operations, because as you know, everybody has operation costs that they need to they have to cover throughout the month. So today's episode is really going to focus on my recent trip to Liberia. I was there, I left on October 5th, arrived on the 6th, was there for 2 weeks and 1 day, and then I made my journey back starting October 22nd. This is my second time in 2 years I've been there. I was previously there 9 years before that when we first launched our organization in Liberia. So it was nice to be back in a little bit more timely fashion. Right now I still work a full-time job. I can't be there on a regular. We are an all-volunteer organization on this side with our board members and volunteers. So this trip, I'll probably link the video from 2 years ago when I was there, was just awe-inspiring. This time it was a little different. I really wanted to immerse myself with the alumni, the students, the staff. Granted, 2 weeks and 1 day is not enough to do all that, but I can say what I was able to accomplish. I was able to interview 8 of our alumni. And starting last week through the end of the year, I'm going to be posting videos every 2 weeks of these interviews. And the ones that are out there right now is Elijah Cody. He graduated in 2019 from our catering program. He also had the opportunity when we partnered with the Sierra Leone Democracy for New, or the Foundation for New Democracy, who offered a permacultural certificate program. And he also took that. And with him, Janet Johnson, who graduated in 2023 with Cosmetology and Electrician diploma. And it was a lot of fun to interview those two together because even though their graduations was 4 years apart, they had a lot of similarities on their journey and where they want to go. Now, Elijah has started his own fast food. He calls it Blessed Foods. He's near the campus and the Capitol building and the Temple of Justice. So he's in a prime location in Monrovia. But he's looking to scale up to have a restaurant. Where Janet Johnson, you may have said, did she say cosmetology and electrician diploma holder? I'm going to say yes. And I really enjoyed watching her when she was going to our program before graduation. She was learning how to climb a pole for any electrical work above with the wires. She is very into the electrician work. She does do her cosmetology. When I was there, she had put an application in with the Liberian Electric Company. I sure hope that she gets that opportunity because she's amazing. And I will put the link of their conversation in the show notes so you know exactly who they are, can see their faces, can hear what they have to say. There's actually 4 videos that are part of that blog post, but I think you're going to get a good understanding of who they are and what their goals are in life. And they really had a lot of good to say about our organization, what we do well, and that I'll list in there. But also they just said, it's good to have, appropriate amount of learning materials. I think that's one of the biggest things we're always fighting for. We want our students to have 85% hands-on learning. You can't get that when you don't have the materials. And so it was good to get that feedback. Then I interviewed Odell Gbehngeh. She graduated in 2023 from our catering program. This young woman has a vision, a bold vision, and she's already executing it. When I was talking with her, she already has her business plan, her business name, and her business Facebook page ready to go. She's currently at the United Methodist University working on her degree in administration and business management. She hopes to graduate either next year or 2026. And she plans to come back next year to our computer course because she really wants to be able to run her business and track what she's doing. You got to know what your income is, what your expenses is, what your profit, lessons learned. So she really has a bold vision. I know she's going to have this business going. I didn't ask for the name or anything like that because I want her to be able to launch that when she's ready. So it was just really exciting to hear her direction. That one will be posted next week. So when you get on the YouTube channel or our website, you'll be able to see her interview. Again, it's in like 4 or 5 clips, something like that. But she was just a joy to talk to, and I'm just so excited where she's going. And then I also interviewed Joseph Patrick Nathan. He graduated from our electrician program in 2020. He came from a county that's not adjacent to Monrovia's Montserrado County, so it's about an hour and a half drive, maybe 2-hour drive. So he had to relocate to the area to take our program. And he's been employed for 4 years. He's been with different companies. Now he's the electrical maintenance guy at one of the stadiums. And he shared an interesting story. So he didn't have like any degree yet, but he was sitting in our electrician program with someone who graduated from the University of Liberia who had a 4-year degree in electrician, but had never worked with tools, never actually connected wires to a light socket or an outlet or a switch. So this other person had to come to UDS to learn how to apply electrician work. So that was really cool to hear that, here he is sitting with someone who may have advanced education, but they're at the same level to learn that skill. And that is one thing we see a lot in UDS is that we can have people from no education to college degrees. And we're able to adjust to serve them. And I'll explain more about that as I go further. And I got to interview Elijah Somah. He also graduated in 2019 in the catering course. So we had 2 Elijahs who graduated, and he has moved up from different types of restaurants. He moved up to one of the hotels, and then last year he was able to get a job as a cook at the US Embassy Cafeteria. So we're really excited to see where he's going. His dream is to be an executive chef, and the way he's moving, I know that's going to happen for him. The next person I interviewed with is Harris Beyan, and I have posted something on our blog earlier this year about him. He's amazing. So he graduated in 2019, as I said, And he messaged me on Messenger 1 year later, and he just, simple sentence, I have not gone 1 week broke since I graduated. And you're just like, wow, it blows your mind. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. And so when I talked to him, coming to UDS opened the doors. He said, I graduated from high school, I was sitting down, and then I realized more people are going to continue to graduate from high school. We're all going to be sitting down. What are we doing? And so that's why he decided to become an electrician. He realized that people in his community, they were kind of afraid of it, but he also saw that it was a meaningful career because electrifying your community is promotes safety and give people more access to, quality of life. And then, so he was able to network, he was able to finally get some contracts and build up his own business as an independent contractor, where he started getting referrals based on how he was doing for someone else. So he decided to be his own sponsor. So he was able to pay his way to go through a private university and earn his degree in chemistry and biology. And now he wants to take it to the next level, public health. So who would have ever thought an election diploma holder would eventually want to move into public health? But he sees that there's problems, and again, he wants to solve it. And from our conversation, literally, one of his strong skills is a problem solver. Then I got to talk with Mavina Say. She is a 2020 hotel management graduate, and now she's taking our catering program. So Mavina had an opportunity to land an internship at the hotel near our campus, and then she was hired on. So she was there about a year because when she got hired, it was during the pandemic, so there was shakeup there. She's been doing whatever she can, but she said, I want to do catering. I want to add to my skill set. A lot of our students, as we talked about earlier, some have wanted to return. They do return, or they'll take more than one course at a time just so that they can have more than one skill. And now she wants to be able to add that catering component because she sees that will be a benefit for her. And then the number 8 was Theophilus Dobson Jr. He was one that I actually got to meet when I was there in 2022. He has a lot of energy, and I called him Hotwire. So he is one that he is teaching at another vocational school, and he's also been an independent contractor. And he's another one like Odell with a big dream. And this big dream I think is important. He wants to, with a team, build a power plant in Liberia. Right now, they only have a hydro plant, but that has limited capacity for the amount of people. I don't know the exact population before the war happened when the hydro plant was fully on board. But right now the population is at 5.4, so it might have been around 3 million, 5.4 million now. It might have been 3 million there. So as you can see, the country has grown a great deal. And so if you're still running with the same small power plant of a hydro plant, you're not going to cover everything. And we also got in a conversation. It's like we're seeing solar because he's been doing contract with 2 emerging cities outside of the metropolitan area. A lot of people are moving into those areas to build, so that's what he's been doing, and a lot of them are using solar. Since Liberia is a coastal country, there's a lot of wind. There's also, I know there's stuff on tidal. I live in Minnesota. I know there's certain places where they're converting garbage into energy. There's a lot of garbage in Liberia too. So he could work with a team to really create a very interesting, multifaceted type power plant where you're using different sources to power the country. So it was really wonderful to have these sit downs. You're going to see that we have a conversation. And again, I'll link the ones for Elijah and Janet. And if I forgot earlier, they both want to come back for the event decoration. Also, Elijah Somah wants to come back to our event decoration course. So it's interesting. I think for most of them, they do want to come back and learn another trade. We typically can have about 9 to 10 courses, but again, it's based on demand. So this year we're holding tailoring, catering, cosmetology, event decoration, electrician, and computer. So I am wearing the top part of a pants and shirt outfit that was made for me. It's a pullover. I got nice little pockets in my shirt. They're nice pants. They're elastic to the ankle, very comfortable. I love the colors. I love the print. It was very exciting. Our board chair, he had sent a short sleeve and a long sleeve button down shirt. He wanted them to replicate that with some of the material they use on that side. He will be coming out with that. Our tailoring department is one of our oldest courses. It goes back to 2014 when we did a Backpacks for Peace program where they made backpacks out of recycled drinking water sachets. They make all the uniforms for our academic students. So it's a very important part of our program. I already have that video of them sewing and also a blog post about that regarding my outfit that I received. And it was just, I was so surprised. This was not something I was expecting. And so, the instructor, he is working with both academic, vocational. That means our academic students that are in the vocational program, and then vocational students would be young adults that have come in to learn that program. Next is our catering department. Frank is our longest, well, except for my co-founder, but Frank is one of our longest serving instructors. He came in 2018. Unfortunately, the instructor before had passed away unexpectedly. And he has been perfecting his craft, and he shares that knowledge in the students. So when I look at some of the cakes he used to teach people back in 2019 to where they are today, they're just beautiful cakes. So he's been very instrumental in bringing out a lot of good people. I will be sharing a video of me recognizing him because I had talked to 3 of his former students and they all had wonderful things to say about him. When I posted that video on our Facebook page, I can say it almost went viral. I could not believe how many people shared it, and the people that shared it that knows him, they had nothing but praise. They had comments. Frank is quiet. He's not a big talker, but he is dedicated to sharing his knowledge, helping his students become successful. So it's really exciting to see that. I visited the cosmetology group. We had quite a few people in there. They do work with both the academic and the vocational. And I got a pedicure. One of the ladies filed my nails and put some clear nail. It wasn't a full manicure, but it was that. I got to talk to them, kind of hear their stories. And again, you're going to see a lot of cosmetology, pre-med, public health, this, and that. I mean, there's just a lot of students are seeing learning a trade is a gateway to their future. The next group is event decoration. The instructor there, Daniel, he was with us, left us for a while, but came back. And he really wants to see his students do well in this thing. He gets a lot of contracts. He takes them out in the field. They're doing a lot of different event decorations. I got a gift. First of all, these are, we would think them as flip-flops, but these are what they call slippers over there. And they actually make them with beads. So sometimes people may have weddings and they want to have special footwear. They make these. So this is one of my gifts. The other gift is, this is a bath rug. So this is a rice bag as the backing. And they took samples, or I should say scraps of fabric, and looped them. And so you could put this on the floor as a bath rug. I'm planning I'm looking at this as great wall art for myself because I don't think I want to ruin it with my wet, dirty feet. Well, I should say clean feet. Um, so I'm thinking about doing that because it was a wonderful gift, but it's like, these are some of the things that they're doing. And a lot of stuff that the event decoration does is handmade. They do a lot of handmade stuff because they personalize it to whatever the event is, whether it's a wedding, birthday party, you name it. So that was exciting. Electrician course, that's always a fun course because they are always very into what they're learning. And we have a new instructor this year. He actually graduated from our computer course in 2022, Emmett Kilby. But also he was experienced in electricity. He also does like solar panel and satellite dish installation, but he came in to do our electricity training and he's doing a really good job. When I get ready to post that, we have some testimonials from his current students. One of them is Alice Mascaway. She came into the program not able to read and write, and through Emmett's help, through not only learning how to do electricity, she also has got a foundation for literacy, and that is how we operate. Uh, United Stars is about bringing people together, and it's creating a pathway for people who feel like they don't count. And we always adjust ourselves, our instructors adjust ourselves to help them. Also, I'll be posting, I spent a little time in the classroom with them. We had a donor earlier this year says, where's your greatest need? How can I help you? The electrician uh, course never had a permanent location. They were kind of like a nomad course. They would float around through our campus. So our co-founder, Kelvin Fomba, found a corner that already had two walls. So he put two other walls and he was able to make a lab for them. And so I have spent some time in there and you can kind of see where they're going. And they live with the motto, safety first, safety last, safety always. They have the safety equipment to climb poles because they want to make sure, Liberia is still working on electrifying the country. There's still a lot of areas that are dark. And so they want to make sure our students are equipped with all the knowledge so that they can be successful. And the last course was our computer course. Again, this is one that we've had since 2016. It's a very popular course. Two of the students were selected by the team to do presentations for me, and they actually did time presentations. So they actually set up their PowerPoint to have X amount of minutes per slide. The topics were the benefits of technology, and the other one was I think it was education. I'll have to look that one up because I remember that. But I want to take a moment to talk about what makes our courses different than everybody else. Some of the competitors out there that probably charge more per course. So let's just take, for example, catering. Like our students learn about pastry, main courses, and cakes. All three of those could be separate courses. So they would have to pay for each course, and which would be far more than the one course they're paying for our program. So when our students go through our course, they get everything, and you'll hear that in some of the interviews how they like being able to have that opportunity to learn everything in one course. The same way with our cosmetology course. You have hair, you have nails, you have makeup. Instead of three separate courses, it's one course. Electrician too, they could have different ways of like residential, commercial, whatever or it could just be learning about simple connections to maybe something more complex. Computers, our computer program, I call it self-contained, everything is in one. Some are, if you look at the Microsoft Suite applications, you can have one course you pay for Word, another course you pay for Excel, all the way through. Our course, our one course, first lets you know what the computer is. You understand the motherboard, you understand if it's a desktop computer, what are the various components. Then you learn how to type. Not everybody, they might have had a phone, they might not have ever worked with a computer. So we want to make sure they know how to type. Then we move into the Microsoft Suite applications, and then we're doing just kind of a basic internet. Well, one of the accomplishments we now have Wi-Fi. So there's going to be more things we're going to be able to do with that computer course, and we're really excited about that. So basically, you can look at these courses as being very comprehensive, and it's really empowering our young people to hit the ground running when they graduate. And some are already earning while they're learning, because we do at least 85% hands-on learning. Like our electrician and event decoration, a lot of times they're out in the field finding contracts. The other ones, they can do the work right at the center. So it's very, very exciting. And we're also going to be working on how can we help the school by maybe getting some extra money and also get some more contracts so the students have more exposure. So we're going to be looking at ways of advertising our services to see if we can get people in the community to say, hey, for a wedding, we got catering, we got cosmetology, we got event decoration, and we have computers. So, you need someone to design your invite program, whatever. You want to do your hair and makeup, you want your hall to look nice, maybe make sure everybody's coordinated in their dress, and of course all the food and cake for the catering, so we could do a package. So we're really looking forward to all of that. On October 18th, we held a staff dinner. I'm like, well, I'm here. What can we do to just sit down, recognize, break bread together? And so we did a staff dinner, which I already have that posted out on our website and YouTube channel. And it was really nice because we brought in our administrative team, our vocational instructors, and our academic teachers. And it was the catering students made the food. We had spaghetti, fried rice, and fried chicken. They also, the catering instructor and our business manager, Myrtle, made this really nice fruit juice. It was a lot of different fruits, and they blended it. It was just very nice. It was very refreshing. And Kelvin Fomba, who's our co-founder and director on that side, got up and kind of talked about some of the things that we're doing. He said, hey, we got the Wi-Fi. I brought over some items. We had one of our donors, Bronco Tamba of Tamba Foundation, gave us a tablet with 3,000 ebooks on there. We had some backpacks from St. Anne Tipton that she gave us they were going to be given out to younger students. I came over there with a hard drive from our board chair, Adam, which was a 2 terabyte hard drive because we always had problem where computers failed. We lost information. But he also downloaded some resources on there as well. And we also got a flash drive from Erin, and also she had given us 50 Chromebooks, which are on their way to Liberia right now. So Calvin was able to share all that. Also, we're getting into the dry season over there, and I noticed the classrooms didn't all have fans. So that was one of my donations, was to make sure that each classroom would get a fan. So those are just some of the highlights that Kelvin went over. Some of the people wanted to know me. How did I get involved in Liberia and UDS? So I talked about that. Some of our staff got up and kind of talked about things, whether it was, why they're there or what else they could contribute to the organization. So it was a really nice time. I think it was a good time for all, and it was just nice to be able just to recognize them, appreciate them with a dinner. Sometimes we don't do enough about that. I also did an interview with Kelvin Fomba and our electrician instructor, Emmett Kilby. Before I got there was some frustration with our solar. We've been running with solar partially from 2019 and then pretty much full time since 2023. And so Kelvin kind of looked at what was going on because he was noticing that our battery chargers were not lasting long. And so we have an inverter, and he was looking at the type of inverter. We upgraded that, and he just noticed that maybe this could be charging the batteries. And so he brought in his electrician instructor, Emmett, and then Emmett said, yeah, let me do some quick research. And he agreed, and they had to get a different type of breaker. So I interviewed him. It's a 2-part interview because they decided to turn all the electricity off while I was interviewing, and I was using the Wi-Fi. So I said, guys, I got to restart this. So basically what's happening now is that the inverter, when there's times when they want to give the solar the rest and they're on the grid, they can charge those batteries using the grid. So even though maybe the solar is not charging them, they found a different way of doing it. And so it gives more power, especially in the rainy season. There's not as much sun, so it might not last as long. This helps boost that. So it's really exciting because, again, we're an organization because we're dealing with the trades and we actually have skilled people in there. We kind of have our own in-house maintenance crew. They can make sure that everything gets fixed, so we don't have to hire someone outside the facility. The other thing we got coming up here, end of year, we want to get into our end of year fundraiser, which we also be doing Give to the Max here in Minnesota. We're going to honor one of our first beneficiaries, Ishmael Gabbidon. He started with us at age 2013 in 2013, and he was an academic student. And then when we brought in the computer course in 2016, which was basically a free course running out of Kelvin's house, he was able to take those skills, start earning money, and was paying his way through college. He was a junior working on, I think, a business management and accounting degree. Unfortunately, he died in March of this year accidentally, and accidental drowning. And it was such a tragedy because he was really on a path for something. He was just amazing. He was focused. Again, he learned a skill. He was sponsoring himself through college. So in his honor, we have a scholarship program. It's going to get put out there on Saturday. I still got to get everything put together. But I interviewed let me got a quick feedback from 3 of our current academic vocational students. So I did a birthday fundraiser in 2023 to help some of our academic students, be able to learn a trade. So Fanlin Ecuador was one of them. Marthaline Yarpa and Godgift Barlow. They're all in various trades. And I think catering, tailoring, and electrician. And this is going to be part of that, so you can hear how they're benefiting from learning these trades. We have a lot of young people that are in our academic program. Some of them might be, older than when you typically would think for some of the grades. Both, poverty, a lot of things can disrupt people's education, but we have a lot of people who want to get educated. And we have some people that are currently selling in the market to pay for their schooling. One of the things is United Distance Stars does not have the financial strength to provide free schooling, but what we do is we know what we can make it affordable by still being able to pay our teachers, other things that we need to do, but we also make it flexible. There's going to be other stuff that's going to be coming out to help support that next year. I'm going to do a fundraiser to even help some of the academic. I'm calling it a financial aid fund, because some of them are okay paying some of their way, but they always need a little hand up. And so there's going to be opportunities to help them. These young people are hungry. They want to learn. They want the opportunity to learn. Uniting Distance Stars actually opens the door for people that would normally be left out of a lot of different institutions and schools. In our area, some of the private schools either overcharge or mismanage their funds that they've closed. I think it was like 7, I had learned about. Some of the schools, because they're not paying their staff, they constantly have disruptions where teachers are protesting and not showing up. We've never had that situation. Even though we can't pay our people a lot of money, we pay them every month. You can pay someone $50 a month for a year, and you can promise someone $600, let's say $300 a month, but never pay them. You're going to go with the place that's going to pay you. The other thing that I keep hearing, whether it's through our virtual tea times, whether it's through conversations with young people, UDS is home and family. A lot of these young people, they either come from single parent families or their parents sent them in from outside of the city to live with a relative or a guardian. And they don't always have that home feeling that they're part of something. So we really take the time to value our young people that come to school, allow them to know that they matter, and that really makes a difference. So sometimes when the academic school ends, they don't want to go home. They really just love UDS and everything that UDS provides for them. We try to make sure we're not in it for the numbers. We're not in it for the money. We wanted it to transform young people. And that's what I was seeing, talking to these alumni, talking to our academic students. We are transforming their lives. It's amazing what skills can do for people. It can either give them direction, or it helps them really feel that they can achieve their dream, their vision, their goals. And it's very powerful. And some people will say, why would I want to help a young person learn? I think a lot of times young people get a bad rap. I know I've been doing this for a long time. I've always been interested in helping a young person go to school. We take our education for granted in the Western world. Some of these people, the government schools are not good. The private schools are not always good. They're just sometimes just in the money for other things. It's really about, are you there for the students? Are you putting the students first? Do you want them to succeed? Because we all benefit. We all benefit when we invest in the younger generation, because they are the future leaders. They are the business people. They are the teachers. They are all these different things. These are the ones we want to make sure are successful in life. And I get to see that firsthand when I was there, from the energy these young people have. Again, you'll see it in the interviews. Just, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of very impressed with our alumni, and I would love to interview all of them if I could. And so it's just wonderful. So there's wonderful opportunities for you to get involved. That you're making a difference. I mean, if you knew that, okay, $75 can help a young person learn a trade in a year, that's not a huge investment over here. That could be a dinner out one night. An academic student could be $50 for the year, depending on their grade level. We have different levels for the different grades, but it's just $100, whatever it is. It's not a lot of money, but it is so impactful on them. You look at it, even in the US, we have a lot of young people don't know what to do. Sometimes we always say we got to go to college, go to college. No, learn a trade. Learn a trade gives you value because you're doing something with your hands. And some of the young people say, I feel like somebody. It's just not learning a skill. We really work hard, like I said, giving them value. They also gain that confidence. It's so nice. And I saw that with these people. They have the confidence. They know, yes, I can do something. And that is powerful. That's transformational, and so it's really worth every effort that we're trying to do to help these young people be successful. I do want to say, as I slowly get ready to close up here, I'm sorry I've probably been talking too long, but it just was a wonderful trip. I'm so excited to be back. I won't be able to go back until 26, because again, I work a full-time job. It's not cheap to go over there. I am paying my own way. I also have elderly parents, so I want to be here for them as well. So I'm, a typical person with a lot of things just like you. But I just want to say this is a worthy opportunity to, make your mark in the world. And one of the things, if you're not sure about us, a week from Saturday, which will be November 9th, we're going to do a virtual tea time. You have an opportunity to interact with our young people. This is my favorite event if I have to be over here. Otherwise, if I'm there, it's more fun. But this is like, introduction. I always have like a icebreaker because so we kind of see where everybody's kind of the same. And then the guests get to ask questions of the students and staff over in Liberia, and then they get to ask questions of you. And it's really just, it's a virtual tea time. Uniting Distance Stars is really, we're all stars. We all come from different areas. Let's come together as one. And you'll just find it's a great conversation. You're inspired by these young people. You know, you love the fact that we're very transparent. We don't vet any questions on either side before it happens. So Kelvin and I are part of this program, and sometimes, okay, we got to answer the question, you know, to this is where we're at. This is what we can do, and this is what we can't do, and why we can't do that, you know. And so not every organization is going to be that transparent. So it's really cool. So if you're interested in the tea time, I'll put the email address, but it's info@uniteddistancestars.com. Again, I really hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting out videos every week of my trip and my interviews and the course information, stuff like that. I wasn't going to dump it all at once. I think I want to do this, you know, thoughtfully so we can get our story out there more, so you guys can enjoy what I'm posting, so you're not getting overwhelmed. So those are some of the things we want to do. And I'm inviting you to, we're going to give you opportunity to support us. We got this Ishmael fundraiser coming up, and also I'm going to do on the side another vocational, we're going to call it the vocational student partner. They're going to be responsible for the registration, their tools, and their graduation fees, but you would help with the tuition. Some of these people just need a partner. They need a mentor. They need someone's going to say, yeah, you can do this, that I believe in you, because they don't have the family or that support system that can help them. You can be part of that. And it's just some money that you're already spending somewhere else, but this one you're transforming a life. You can either go to the restaurant, have some drinks and some food one night, or you can have someone learn a trade in 1 year. I think the other one is far more valuable. So, and we have a lot of people that are always interested in doing that. So that'll be a different fundraiser that I'm going to be doing differently. I'm going to be reaching out to various groups, but it's just so many ways to help. And next year in February, we're going to do a stellar course sponsor. That means you can help fund the materials we need for the courses. Again, we want 85% hands-on learning. You can make that happen because that's how our students succeed. That's how they become independent contractors or they find employment. A lot of our students are self-employed. Liberia doesn't have a strong private sector, and it's mostly foreign run. You are helping them to be self-employed. And we'd like to see, we're going to work with Tashie with IFRI. Well, her name keeps changing. I'll put it into the show notes, but she has a program that she wants to help develop entrepreneurs. And we want to be part of that process of having homegrown entrepreneurs. A lot of people are not investing in the people on the ground who are interested in building business. We want to do that because then they are hiring people, you know, and when you have homegrown businesses, they know where the needs are. They know what needs to be done. And so that's some of the things we want to be working on as well. So that's Tashie George, and it's IFRI LLC or something. She keeps rebranding, but I will get the right information out there. So those are just some of the exciting things we got going on. There's so many ways you can get involved. Always looking for volunteers. We're going to be looking for board members soon. So depending on how you feel you can be part of this, you're more than welcome. And, you know, give us grace. We're all working full time. We're doing the best we can to move this organization forward. You know, we don't have paid staff here yet. Eventually we need that to help out, support the organization in Liberia. But this is exciting. And again, we're going to develop this into some sort of podcast. It's just going to be organic. That's kind of how we roll. So this is Stars of Tomorrow, because the young people we are serving are those stars of tomorrow. And as older generations, we really want to help build them up so that they are even better than what we saw in ourselves. And so I just want to say thank you. And I think you're going to see my energy is higher than some of my other ones. Again, I'll post my recap in 2022 because as I said when I started off, it was awe-inspiring. I'm just always thrilled to be around these young people because they get it. They see the future. They got hope. They got optimism. They got the hunger. They got the drive. And we want to continue to help them forge their own pathway. They know the direction they want to go, but sometimes they need the tools to get themselves there. So I just say thank you. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our websites, follow us on social media. All that will be in the show notes. And we will see you in 1 month. Thank you.